There we go. And I think the chat should also pop up on this corner. But yeah, so today we are going to talk about Mitsuda, Yasunori Mitsuda, and talk about music theory. Some lessons that you can take from one of his tracks. We're going to kind of go through one track of his specifically and kind of talk about the tools and devices and knowledge that he used in order to create that iconic theme. And then we're going to go a little bit more and talk about some other things as well. Good. Piano is good. You guys can hear that. All right. So let's get started. Yes, crit. Thinking. But yeah, we're going to start with a bio, like I did with Uematsu. Did like a very short bio, just kind of explaining, where he was born, like what he did, what games he composed for, things like that. Z Symphony, no worries. Hello. There. Okay. All right. So here's some background information on Yasunori Mitsuda. So he was born in Yamaguchi, Japan on January 21st, 1972. He is best known for his work in the following series. So we got the Chrono series, the Xeno series, Shadow Hearts, Inazuma 11. Obviously, he's composed other things as well. But I would say probably Chrono series and Xeno series is probably the two best series for his compositions. They're just so good. So he actually worked as a sound effects designer for 2 years first at Square. But then he threatened to actually leave Square. And then was, basically because he threatened to leave, they're like, okay, fine, we'll give you a game to score. And so he was assigned to write the soundtrack for Chrono Trigger. So that's actually how that started. Interesting. He's like, hey, freaking give me something better to do. And then after the success of Chrono Trigger, he was tasked to compose for the titles Xenogears and Chrono Cross, among some other ones. Yeah, I think Chrono Trigger is probably the most iconic, but that's just for me, because I haven't really played like Xenogears or Xenoblade, so... he did leave Square in 1998, so he actually left Square before Uematsu left Square, because Uematsu left Square in 2004, but Mitsuda left in 98 and found his own music production studio called Procyon, not sure how to pronounce that, but that's how you spell it at least. So he actually created his own music production studio. Art by Words, thank you for the follow. And so he founded that in 2001, and then he also founded his own record label, which is called Sleigh Bells, apparently. Kind of cool. All right, so again, like last time, I found a blog post from VGM Academy, Dan Holzman. So we're going to kind of take the information he put up on his blog. We're going to kind of dissect it a little bit, and then we'll kind of move forward from there. But I do think these are really good. These 5 lessons are really good lessons to take from the iconic Frogs theme, which I think everyone kind of knows what Frogs theme sounds like. But if you don't, let me actually play it real quick for you. Yeah, so I think you guys get the idea. Hopefully that's familiar to some of you if you didn't know the name of it. But that's Frog's theme, okay? So there's a couple of lessons that we can learn when we analyze Frog's theme. So first lesson that Dan points out is time signatures, okay? The use of different time signatures. So question I have to ask, just to make sure we're all on the same page, what is a time signature? If you guys know. Or if you think like, okay, I can give you a time signature, but I don't really know what it means, right? Then how about what does like the top number represent? What does the bottom number represent? Yeah, nice, Crit. Yeah, pretty much. So it's a way to measure how many beats are in a measure and what note gets what beat, right? So if we have 4/4, right? So 4 and then, the fraction, basically division sign, and then 4. The top number, or the numerator, I guess, the top number represents the amount of beats per measure. So there'd be 4 beats in a measure, right? And then the bottom number, which would also be 4 in this, right? Because we're in 4/4. The bottom number would be the note that gets 1 beat. Okay, so that one usually you think, okay, we're still in a fraction. So take off the 4 and kind of separate it. So we have 4 on the top, and then we have 1/4, right? 1/4 as the actual fraction. So that's quarter, right? A fourth is a quarter. So quarter note, the quarter note gets 1 beat. Same thing. If it was like 8 on the bottom, it'd be 1/8, be 1/8. And then the 8th note gets the beat. That kind of thing. So another question though, Frog's theme. I want you guys to try to determine the time signature, because it probably would have taken me some time to figure out the correct time signature for this. Yeah, that's a very good, I don't know if, did this pop up in the stream chat, but, yeah, correct. It defaults to 4/4 for me as well. But that's because we're hearing 4 strong beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if we dissect it a little bit further, each beat, right, of the 1, 2, 3, 4, each of those like quarter note beats, if you will, each of those beats is actually a triplet. Da 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 triplet, 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 triplet. So, oops, sorry. Because of that, it's actually not 4/4. It's actually in a different meter, but it does that kind of meter does still kind of what is it, like allude that there's 4 strong beats though. So we'll kind of go a little bit more into it. So give me 1 second. I have to scroll up so I can read this for you. Let's kind of go into, well, actually, you know what? I think I'll show this to you. Might as well. This is actually the correct time signature for Frog's theme. It's 12/8. Dun 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 2, 3, 4. Right? You can still hear the 1, 2, 3, 4. But the way, if you write it like this, it's so much easier to read than having, if you have it in 4/4 and you have each, like, you know, each quarter note would actually be like a triplet beat. Then this is like, what's the point of having triplet, 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 triplet all the time when you can actually write it so much more simply, like with the 12/8. Now we have the triplets here, but you don't have to worry about like the stupid bracket and the 3, you know, seeing that all the time, because it's in triplets. The what is it called? Like the actual beat itself is the 8th note, right? We have 3/8 notes that equals 1 beat for the 4 beats total, right? Because we have this quarter note and then this 8th note. Okay, that's gonna equal like 1 big beat, and then these 3/8 notes is the 2nd big beat, and then this dotted quarter is the 3rd big beat, and then this dotted quarter is the 4th big beat. So technically, yeah, it's a little deceiving when you say like 8th note gets 1 beat. Because, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No one's going to actually count it out like that, right? That's like, you have to have bigger, more like overarching beats as well, and pulses, right? So like even 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the same deal, right? We have we have 6 beats in 6/8, right? In each measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But actually saying it monotonously like that, like it's hard to actually keep track, right? That's why we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the big beats are on 1 and 4. So it's kind of the same deal here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 big beats. That's why it feels like 4/4. But the subdivision of each beat is basically 3/8 notes per the 1 big beat. Hopefully that helps. Kind of explain it a little bit for you. SPG! Hey! Is the chat showing up in the stream? It was before. Daryl, thank you for the follow. I might be missing it, but yeah, let me know if it's stopped showing up for some reason, because it should still be showing up. Yeah, so it's 12/8 for Frog's theme, but we do have like those big 4 beats that we're hearing when we listen to it. Now, let's kind of go through a couple of different types of meters, just as like either a refresher or, you know, just to learn something new. So we have duple and triple meters. Does anyone know the difference between those two? Okay, but so duple meter is basically like what we're used to, right? We're used to like 4/4, 2/4, things like that. Those are duple meters. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then we have triple meter, right? Triple meter, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3/4. I think even like 6/4 would also be considered, I believe. Yeah, I think that should be considered a triple meter as well, because it's in groupings of 3. But yeah, so that's basically the difference between duple and triple, right? One is basically duple 2, right? Or like 4, right? 2, 4, 4, 4. Triple 3, based around 3. And so it kind of depends on the song, right? Some songs will be a very strong, like marching beat. Some songs will feel more like a waltz, right? Because waltzes are in 3/4, and that's a triple meter. Oh gosh, yeah. Then we also have compound meter, right? So Frog's theme is in a compound meter. It's 6/8, 9/8, 12/8, and that's when you have, right, a certain amount of big beats, and then each big beat is subdivided into smaller beats, right? So 6/8, like I said, we have 2 big beats, right? On 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we hear 2 big beats, but each 8th note, right, gets the actual beat of the 6, right? There's 6 8th notes worth in each measure for that time signature. Same thing for 9/8. 9/8, we should hear 3 big beats, but each beat itself is subdivided into 3, right? 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, cool. 12/8, again, we have each beat is subdivided into 3, so 12 divided by 3 is 4, right? So we'll have 4 big beats in 12/8. Next one is asymmetrical or composite meter. I actually kind of mislabeled this as also compound meter, but it's not. It's I guess asymmetrical meter. So like 5/4, 7/8, 11/8, those are all asymmetrical meters, right? Because you see the top number is an odd number, right? And for the most part, these are prime numbers, right? They can't be divisible or divided by anything other than itself and 1, right? 9 can be divided easily to 3, right? 3 times 3 is 9. So that's why 9 is not asymmetrical, because you can divide it evenly. These ones you cannot. So that's when it introduces like the sub beats are, again, uneven. So we have like in 5/4, we have like a beat of 3 and then a beat of 2, or we have a beat of 2 and then a beat of 3, like a big beat, like dun 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 dun, or dun 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 dun, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, right? So you kind of see how I'm grouping those into separate like beats, but they're uneven, right? So that's why they're called asymmetrical, or I guess composite meter. Same thing for 7/8. There's 3 different ways that you can split up the subdivisions, the subbeats in 7/8. Do groupings of 2, groupings of 3 kind of deal. And then 11/8, there's more options, I think. I'm not sure how to say your name, but hello, Dorge. I'm assuming it's Dorge. Welcome to the stream. And then we have mixed meter. So mixed meter basically is just a combination of different time signatures, right? So you have like, I don't know, 4 measures of 4/4, then it goes into 3/4 for like a couple measures, and it goes back to 4/4, and then it goes into 6/8, right? And then it goes back to 4/4. Then it does a measure of 5/4, and then it goes into 3/4. You know, like things like that, where it's like you have a bunch of different time signatures that are constantly changing throughout the piece. That's what you call mixed meter, right? Mixed, because different meters are mixed into the piece. Makes sense, right? Daryl, yeah. It can get hard once you get into like that kind of the groove of 4/4. It's hard to get out of it. But forcing yourself to listen to music from other, like, that use other time signatures, I think is a really great way to kind of get yourself out of that, like, being stuck kind of feel. So, yeah, there's so many tracks out there that are not in 4/4. So I think it'd be really good to kind of get your brain familiar with how those other time signatures work, because it also helps you create different music, right? If you're stuck in 4/4 the entire time and everything that you compose is in 4/4, you know what I mean? It's gonna get kind of limiting and kind of boring. So it's really nice to explore different avenues and, use different time signatures, even if you're not comfortable with it. Because the more that you practice, the more that you use it, the more comfortable you will get with those time signatures. So, yes, mixed meter. One winged angel is an example of mixed meter for sure, because it goes like 4/4, and then there's 6/8, and then it kind of goes all over the place. So yeah, definitely, I would consider one winged angel to be in a mixed meter. Dream theater, yeah, dream theater is another example. All right, so that's basically lesson 1, kind of quick. Lesson 2, though, very interesting one. So lesson 2, Dan says, is making a minor key sound epic, not sad. Right? And you have to think about that, because mostly we have a minor key, right? Right? It just sounds, in general, it just sounds sad, right? Just playing the minor scale. But if you listen again to Frog's theme, or just recall Frog's theme, it doesn't really sound sad, right? Like, it doesn't sound sad. It just sounds like kind of heroic, right? So let's think first, okay? So we know that Frog's theme is in a minor key, right? Based on the little title of lesson 2. But we have different types of minor keys, or minor scales, I guess. Does anyone know how many minor scales we actually have available to us? That's a very good guess, Crit. And you're definitely on the right track for sure. Daryl, yes, there are 3 different types. Now, does anyone know the 3 different types of scales, minor scales? The 3 different minor scales we have. I mean, I'll give you one, the easy one, which is just the natural minor scale, right? Awesome. Yeah, so we have natural, we have harmonic, and we have melodic. So, natural. So I'm doing this in the actual key that Frog's theme is in. So that was a natural minor. Harmonic minor would be... there it is. So there's one note that's different, right? Minor, natural minor, harmonic minor. Then melodic minor is taking harmonic minor and adding another thing to it. But that's only when you go up. I'll do it one more time. When you go back down in melodic minor, it's basically the same as the natural minor. One more time, melodic minor. Sweet. So, this is basically using the natural minor scale. But does anyone know the key that Frog's theme is in? If you need me to, I'll pull up my keyboard to help. If anyone knows what note that is. Kurt's like, hold on. Ooh, Lord Mixolydian. One of those is right. Yeah, Daryl, technically you're right too. So technically this is, because G sharp and A flat are the same thing, technically, right? It's just spelled differently, but it's the same note. I think VGM Academy has it on as G sharp minor. So we'll just kind of go with that. G sharp minor, okay? So quickly, if we can, what chords do we have available to us in G sharp minor? Okay, so that's quite a few flats, right? All right, let's for the sake of it, let's do let's do A minor. Because it's only a half step away. So A minor. Okay, let's do A minor. What's after A minor? What chord is that? Because what's nice is we'll assign Roman numerals to A minor, and we can use those same Roman numerals for G sharp minor, right? Because even though it's a half step away, if we use Roman numerals, it applies to all minor chords, no matter what key you're in. So we have A minor, yeah, B diminished, so 2 diminished. Okay, awesome. What's next? Awesome. Yep. C major. So 3. Yep. Major 3. Next. Dang. Lord Mixolydian. A sharp diminished. B major. C sharp minor. Yep. D sharp minor. Yep. E major. Yep. F sharp major. Yes. Lord Mixolydian is right. So if we're doing it in Roman numerals, what was this one? We have the major 3. This one's a 4. Is that major or minor? Yeah, minor 4. Yep, so lowercase 4. Awesome, Roman numeral 4. Next. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yep, minor 5. I'll do it down the octave. Minor or major, and it's a 6. Yep, major 6. Next one's a 7. Is it minor or major? Good, yep, major 7. So we have a major 6 and a major 7. And we have the minor 1 again, right? Awesome, okay. So kind of remember that if you can. So we have all those chords available that, like Lord Mixolydian had said, in that G sharp minor key, right? But, so the actual key is in minor, right? But why doesn't the theme sound sad? What? So the reason why is because Mitsuda avoids using too many minor triads. He actually revolves around utilizing the major chords that are in the key, in the minor key, so that it doesn't sound sad. I think the only time that he uses a minor triad is for G sharp minor, like for the tonic. And so he focuses the melody and the harmony around the major chords 80% of the time. Whoops, nope, let's go back, because for the A section, I'll kind of go back here. Okay, I'm gonna try to play along to it. tried to play along to it, but I'll do it kind of slower so you guys can really understand. So, da, 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 major 3, da, 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 sorry, major 6, then major 7, da, 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 minor 1, da, 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 back to the 7, da, 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 back to the 6, right? And then he does a 5, da, da, then back to the 6, major 6, da, 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 right? So it's 6, major 6, major 7, major 6, back to the minor 1, right? Then he does, oh yeah, so major 6, da, 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 da. Now this one's kind of cool. The 4, there it is. Da, da. So hold on. Okay, so those two chords, it's a 4, but it's a major 4, and then a major 5 again. So this major 4 is what? Is that part of our G sharp minor? This is D sharp major? Or sorry, C sharp major. Is C sharp major part of G sharp minor? Yes, crit! Yes! It's a borrowed chord. He borrows a major 4 from the parallel major. So we have, right? G sharp minor, G sharp major. So C sharp major is a part of the parallel major, G sharp major. So he's borrowing that 4, that major 4, from the parallel major of G sharp minor. Yes, he did. But yeah, so basically, right? Back to the 6, 7 to 6, 1. Then we have 6, then 7. So if we come through and like just count, so that's a minor 1. He also uses major 7. Major 6, he used a major 3 as well, and he uses major 4, major 5, right? So there's only one chord in the entire track that uses like just one chord, one minor chord, that's it. And that's the G sharp minor. That's why it doesn't sound sad, because he's not actually hanging around the minor chords at all. He like literally only uses the G sharp minor chord, and that's it. The rest of the chords are very major and very triumphant sounding. So yeah, now that we kind of went through that, most of the music these days are built on 4 chords, right? And Frog's theme is no exception. Like, there's a couple of extra ones he throws in there, right, that we talked about. But can you kind of figure out what 4 main chords, again, do we have for Frog's theme? I kept saying, like, 1, 7, 6, 3. But, like, maybe try to translate that into actual note pitch names. So, like, we have G sharp minor, right? That's 1, right? He also used the 3. Let me do my piano to help. What chord is this? This is the 3, but what note, what pitch? Yeah, good. So B. So we have 2 of the 4. We have G sharp minor, B major. How about the 6, the major 6? Yeah, good. Yeah, Lord Mixolydian's got it. So we got the E major, and then F sharp major. Those are literally basically the 4 chords he uses the entire time. Yeah, he uses a 5 chord twice, and then uses that 4 chord once. But other than that, it's literally just those 4 chords that he uses. So yeah, we got the minor 1. I should have done the actual note names, but yeah, G sharp minor, B major for the 3, the major 6 is the E major, and then the major 7 is the F sharp major. Awesome. And yeah, we already talked about it because Crit got it. What other chords does he use? He uses borrowed chords, right? He actually does the major 4 and the major 5. Technically, you can consider the major 5 as a borrowed chord as well. But it's just something that a lot of composers have used. Instead of using the minor 5, they use the major 5 in a minor key because it has that leading tone and it helps drive that resolution of the tonic. But yeah, it's technically still considered a borrowed chord because it is taken from the major, the parallel major. But yeah, like I said, the minor 1, right, that G sharp minor is the only minor chord that he uses in the theme. Hey, GB, what's up? And so because of that, it really drives home that like epic, heroic feeling that you get when you listen to it. So yeah, awesome. Next lesson, we got one more after this one, and then we're gonna actually shy away from Dan Holzman's blog and kind of move on to my things that I have found in Mitsuda's work. But yeah, so lesson 4, boom chick accompaniment.